Hey, this is Bishop Ovetta Jones Jr., President of the North Carolina Gospel Announcers Guild and co-pastor of the Come As You Are Evangelistic Center with my mom, Evangelist Lydia Jones. We are super excited to be coming before you today to give you some history about the North Carolina Gospel Announcers Guild and where we are coming to in June. June the 12th through the 14th, we are coming to Charlotte, North Carolina. It's been a long 22 years, but a great 22 years. And God has brought us thus far, and we are giving him a super praise right now here on this beautiful God-blessed day. And we want to come before you live and talk to you about this convention that's coming to Charlotte. For many, many years, we've been all over the state of North Carolina, but for the first time ever, we are coming to Charlotte, North Carolina, June the 12th through the 14th, and people are so excited. God has sent us an army of people that's jumped aboard this. What we're doing, we're excited. People like Bishop Rivers and so many people have came a part of this vision and this mission. And what we're doing, we're going to come together. We're going to praise God. Great singing, great workshops, and we're excited. So we're here today. We're going to tell you about the North Carolina Gospel Announcers Guild. Its mission: we are here to help up and coming artists, radio announcers, from your church ministry, your praise and worship team. So much we're going to be doing. And I have with me today a part of my staff, part of my team that's going to be with us in June. Again, I'm so excited. The first time in 22 years, we're coming to the Queen City. I don't know what took us this long, but we are here. You know, we were in Durham, Raleigh, Charlotte, not Charlotte, but Greenville, South Carolina, Greenville, North Carolina. We've been all over the state in 22 years, and the question was asking me, where y'all been? We're here now. We are here. Thank God for my baby sis, Sibylina, who said, "Vet, you need to come to Charlotte." And we're excited about what's going to be taking place June the 12th through the 14th. Now listen, we need everybody. Today I got my staff with me. I got Bree Myers here. Look, she is one of the most energetic Christian hip hop artists on the planet right now. I got my Vice President, Bobby Parker, who's been with me since day one for 22 years or more. One of our board of directors, Pastor Ferguson, is here. Also, he's a pastor in Charlotte as well. So today we're going to tell y'all the mission for the North Carolina Gospel Announcers Guild. We are here to help up-and-coming artists, as I first stated. We are here to enlighten you, educate you, because lack of knowledge, we're going to perish, and the industry has been perishing. I was talking to Bobby on the other day, and I said, well, the industry was on life support, but now we hear a heartbeat, and the heartbeat is going to start in Charlotte, North Carolina. So we're excited about that. So Bree, kind of tell us about what you're going to be doing, who's over our Christian hip hop night, and she's not only a Christian hip hop artist, but she is a minister who knows the word. So kind of talk about what your role is with the North Carolina Guild.
Yeah, so first of all, it's good to be here. How y'all doing? Good to be here. Good. So I'm so excited about what we are doing with the Guild this year. I believe that it's something that's literally going to change the course of gospel music. We have needed something to come and give us life. We've needed something that's going to give us breath. And I believe that God has sent the Guild, the NCGAG 2019, here to do that. So I'm excited about it. We have literally bridged the gap. So what we're doing is we've extended our hand to CHH, which is Christian hip hop music. So that simply means that we communicate the gospel of Jesus Christ through hip hop music. That's what we do. That's who we are. And how awesome is it to use the #1 genre in the world as a missional tool to reach people for the power of the gospel of Jesus Christ. So we're going to be doing that. We've bridged the gap. We've got people like Janora. We've got people like Po Boy. We've got Chris Noel. We've got myself. And I'm excited about what we're doing, because not only have we bridged the gap, but we're saying, hey, look, we're family. Like, we're one genre. The gospel industry is one. We need to be one. We need to move. We need to navigate as one genre. And so what we're doing is literally just merging all of the genres of gospel together. And that's huge. That's a tremendous thing, because you don't really see that all the time. So I'm excited to be able to head that up along with my mom, Donna Miles. We've been able to just come together and bring some of the finest artists in Christian hip hop who absolutely love Jesus Christ and who want to use this as a tool to reach people and to also expand the kingdom of God. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's about expanding the kingdom of God. And so I'm excited about it. I feel like it's going to literally change the course of gospel music, and I'm blessed to be a part of it.
That is so powerful. So you what you're saying, by anybody, especially in the Christian hip hop artists, because a lot of people are saying that the Christian community, hip hop community, is not being respected enough. So by attending this conference,
yes,
how can they benefit?
By attending this conference, so you kind of get it on two different sides. So like if you are an aspiring, or if you are actually a Christian hip hop artist, or if you're just a fan of the genre, you need to be here. If you're an artist or you're up and coming and you want to know how it is that you break through in the industry, like I've had the opportunity to have all of my albums actually chart, which is a really great thing, like chart, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so we've talked about that, but we want to tell you some of the industry inside tools. We want to give you some keys. We want to give you some insight, some wisdom that will help you take your brand and your understanding of the industry to the next level. You're going to get insight from people with legal teams. You're going to get all of this amazing stuff that you can't get anywhere else. Not for what we're offering. You're not going to be able to get that anywhere else. And if you're just a fan, you're going to get an amazing free concert. Like, come on, like, where are you going to get all of these artists that you're going to see for free? So everybody benefits. Everybody wins.
Bobby Parker, who's been by my side for what, over 22 years, over 22 years, but as my vice president, for a while he moved to Arkansas, and I prayed God for him to come back, and he came back. Because I mean, you got to have people on your team that's really on your team.
Right. Yes.
I mean, you got people in most instances. You're gonna have people around you who's really not a part of your team, and what that does, that causes the communication not there, and it causes the plane not to fly.
Right.
And you're gonna be stuck on the ground. So that's the problem. The reason why a lot of people do not is not successful is the people around their team. There's no way in the world I myself, a veteran, can do this by myself. I have to have a great team. I have to have great support. So Bobby Parker, who's been in radio for a long time, I used to listen to his voice. I remember he used to come to our revivals in Durham, and you would come there in that voice. This dude got a good voice, and God brought us together as who we are now. So as a radio announcer, as a artist, that's trying to break into this industry, by tell us what would they need, the importance of the benefits for them to attend this convention, especially being a radio announcer and an artist.
Right. This has become my passion.
Yeah.
This has become my passion to help radio announcers in our area, in our local area here in North Carolina and South Carolina, Virginia, to just take your career to another level. You get a chance to learn the basics of radio. And I mean, you can learn the ins and outs of what's going on in the industry. You can learn what you need to know, even working the board in your actual radio station. You know, when I started on the radio, we used to have carts and reel the reels, but now the industry has changed.
Right.
Everything has changed now in 2019, where you got MP3s and you got ways now that you got to learn how to do voiceovers and voice tracking. So it's a lot of things that people need to come and be a part of and learn what's going on in radio, and then with the artists. Oh my God!
Please talk about it.
That's a passion of mine. I always want to be able to put my arms around local and independent artists here in our area to come and learn the industry. Everybody wants to go straight to the top. They want to be up there with the Mary Marys and the Kirk Franklins. But hey, we want to teach you how you can get in and be able to do the things the right way.
Yeah.
To come into this convention, and we're stressing coming to our classes. Everybody wants to come and sing, but of course we're going to sing and have a good time and praise the Lord at the evening services, but be in the classes. That's where you learn the basics of this industry. You learn the ins and outs. You'll learn to get a chance to meet people that's going to be on our panels. We got people coming from all over the country that's going to be with us. We want you to be a part of that. And why not do it at home? Of course, you can spend a whole lot of money going to other places, California and New York and all this, but we got something that's going to be right here at home for you. And I'm so excited we're going to be doing it in Charlotte for the first time. So come on out and be a part of the North Carolina Gospel Announcers Guild for artists, new and independent artists from around the area. If you're watching and you're in Charlotte, you have a group, you want to get into the industry, or if you have a CD or a project, You do the live recording, then what's next?
Right.
Come and learn the basics of what's going on in the industry.
People like Mary attended the Gospel Announcers Guild, and we can name a list of people that have came through this organization here in North Carolina, from Donna Lawrence to Charlotte's own Pastor John P. Key. I met him in 1979. He came to the schoolhouse in Aberdeen. I had probably about 100 people there. But it's the relationships and the connections that we built down. William Murphy, I can go on and name him. Pastor William McDowell used to call me and beg me to do interviews. So we look at the people today that's up there, and we say, well, how did they get there? They came through a channel. They came through a channel. So if you come through the proper channels and say, but here's the problem. Most of the ones up there now, they're not telling the new artists how they did it. But all you got to do is mention the Gospel Announcers Guild, and the majority of them came through the North Carolina Guild. I met William Murphy in Minnesota. Nobody knew who he was. Smoking Norfolk, we met him. Nobody knew who he was. So we was a part of the national organization. We became an arm of the North Carolina Gospel Announcers Guild affiliate. And then we stepped out on our own a few years ago after Elder Bishop Hobbs went home to be with the Lord. We kind of stepped out on our own as independents, but we've always been like the number one of the top 3 affiliates in the country that labels from all over respect highly. And we're not only doing this for the local artists, but we have national artists that are flying in here that week in June. So it's so important. Now, Pastor Ferguson, who is one of our board of directors, from a church perspective, because it's very important, because we're not only going to have the artists for something for the lead artists, we're doing something for the background singers. We're doing something for praise and worship leaders. You as a pastor, what are the benefits for the churches to come together in Charlotte and the surrounding areas to be a part, just to embrace this convention, for the church? What are the benefits for the church, you as a pastor?
Well, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to have an avenue, a resource like the Guild to come and to provide those particular things for the local church, being that Charlotte is one of those gospel headquarters, if you will, where a lot of artists, just like you've alluded to, John P. Key, Donald Lawrence, all have come and started in Charlotte and have gone worldwide. Where else could you do this? And what a wonderful city to do this in, right in the middle of the Bible Belt. This is a wonderful town, wonderful city, and we're wonderfully blessed to have this coming our way. With so many things going on in our country and our communities, it's a blessing to have something positive come through and something to inspire and to help our worship, our praise teams, all of our background singers, to help us do greater things, to sharpen the gift, if you will.
Right.
And we're thankful to have this coming to our city. I don't know, again, as Mr. Parker has already said, I don't know why we took so long to come to Charlotte. It's a wonderful place, wonderful time, and I think we're going to have an awesome experience. And let me just throw this in too, Bishop Jones. I think those of our viewers and those of you who are listening today, you ought to take time and schedule your vacation around this event. Schedule your time to come to the Guild. If you have a group, if you have any type of singing ability and you want to learn about it, why don't you spend time scheduling right now this week in June, the 12th through the 14th, 2019, and come and join us and see what God's going to bless us with. We've already said they're going to be free concerts. They're going to be free opportunities for you not only to learn, but to listen. You register for class and come in and learn and hear from some of the best persons. You have the opportunity to do so, and it's right here in Charlotte. And what better time to do it right in the middle of summer?
Yeah, and you said the question about what took us so long. I don't, the Bible lets us know, endure with patience, you receive a promise.
Right.
I don't have no idea why we have not been to Charlotte. Right. For 22 years, our first time coming to Charlotte. Again, I'm telling people, y'all better thank my baby sister Sibylina, because after I left Durham last year, I was about ready to call it quits.
Right.
Because I retired from radio about 2-3 years ago. I didn't have no reason to do this anymore. Matter of fact, I got up in the meeting in Durham last year. I said, why am I here? I had to examine myself. And if my wife and my kids would encourage me to quit, I would have quit. And I told them, I said, well, I think I'm going to take a break. And the funny thing about it, none of them encouraged me to take a break.
They said, "Oh no,
Don't y'all know a brother is tired?" But none of them encouraged me to quit. And my sister Sibylline got on the phone. "Vic, you need to come to Charlotte. You need to come to Charlotte." And she went out searching for a convention center and a hotel that was big enough to hold this. And she called me after the fact. And she called me after the fact and say, "I got a place. I need you to come meet with the John Newman at the Hilton." So I had no other choice but to come meet. And so after that, we started working in July for this convention, and it's amazing how God has sent people. We had a planning meet in January, and people like Bishop Rivers came, and I have never met him before in life, and he's like became my big brother because I think he older than me. So he just became like my big brother, and and it's so funny because we've argued like brothers, we love each other like brothers, and at the end of the day, people like him have come aboard. We met with Dr. Smith last night, Apostle Rivers, Apostle Dixon. And people like Tanya Rivens and Melanie Pratt and Jackie, these people like this have come together, and they are giving me no regrets. Live in living color, doing the workshops. Attorney Krista Redding, welcome aboard.
Thank you for the opportunity to share this knowledge, because as we know, people perish for a lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
And so what we will be bringing to you are tidbits of knowledge. We're not going to be spoon feeding it to you, because my clients know I give you the information so that you will know how to operate on your own. I don't want my clients on leashes around me. I want my clients to be able to have a working knowledge of the industry themselves so that they can be intelligent speakers and knowers of the information themselves, so that they can conduct themselves properly in a meeting on their own, so that they will know at least to look for things in contracts and such. And so I am a former judge. I was a judge for 20 years. I retired and went back into private practice, and now in the entertainment industry. And I do other types of law as well, business and corporations and family law, because as we know, even as entertainers and different genres, different types of positions in the music industry, we have our personal lives as well. Yeah. And so I'm able to cover some of those other arenas as well, because our personal lives affect our business lives as well. But what I will be talking about at the Gospel Announcers Guild meeting is the Music Modernization Act. And it was passed in September of 2018 by United States Congress. And some of the main things that this act does is it creates an organization, a separate organization that deals with the digital royalties that come from streaming. And as we know, a lot of people listen to music on streaming platforms now. And what happened was Spotify got sued for $365 million, which is a lot of money. And as a result of that lawsuit, the streaming company supported the legislation that said, hey, instead of making the individual streaming companies responsible for making sure that the copyright owners, the songwriters, get paid those royalties, we're going to have a separate organization that makes sure those songwriters get paid their money. But of course, you can't get paid that money if you don't register your songs and you don't copyright your music.
Right
so
there.
As part of the introduction into talking about the Music Modernization Act, I'm going to be telling you about what you need to do to copyright your music. If you want to make money on that music that you sing and that you rap to. Of course, Bree already knows this because she's already heard some of this presentation. So she knows she's got to protect that ownership, because as I've told attendees each year, copyright lasts 70 years past your death. So do you want to be earning the royalties from your hard work, or do you want somebody else earning the music from your work 70 years past your death? Okay? And so there are other aspects of that Music Modernization Act that also came into play, one of which is that digital royalties are also going to now be paid to pre-1972 recordings, okay? Because the streaming platforms like SiriusXM and other types of internet radio stations were not paying those pre-1972 recordings because of a loophole in the law. So now that loophole has been closed, and that's going to be great news for those songwriters of pre-1972 recordings. And last but not least, that Music Modernization Act is going to create a standard rate that judges can use, that if there's a controversy about what rate should be paid, that rate will be a set rate, okay, which is good. And there'll be a digital streaming royalty for engineers and producers.
So Bobby, let's talk about the numbers game. And y'all can jump in on this too.
All right.
Talk about the numbers game when people are putting on Facebook that I'm charting at 300.
Man, first of all, and I've been keeping it real on some of my posts on Facebook, and I'm tired of just sugarcoating things.
Yeah,
we got to speak the truth. If you don't sound good, or you just did a project, if you don't sound good, you need someone that's going to let you know, no, you need to go back.
Yes.
You need to make it sound better. You got to have quality sound to make it sound just as good as any of the major artists. Also, man, you're talking about people coming on Facebook or social media saying they just charted at number 22 or number 25. No, you didn't chart. What's it called? You're trending. You're trending. When you're charting, that's like top 30.
Official top 30.
Yeah, and you got to know who the BDS stations are, but don't think that you can just go straight to a BDS reporting station. There's college stations. There's internet stations.
Yes.
I'm syndicated, but I'm one of the little guys that's syndicated, and I'll listen to your music and review it, and I'll give you opportunity. I've been interviewing independent artists on my show and giving them opportunities. And you know what's been so funny? A lot of the independent artists that's starting out, and I've interviewed them on my show, they have been trending. They've been trending, and they've been getting some of the big boys are looking at what they're doing, because I don't want to play it unless it's quality music, great music. But you got to be able to come and be a part of something that's going to welcome. First of all, we're going to welcome you.
Yeah.
We're going to welcome you with open arms and be a part and give you the real deal of what's going on in the music industry. And it's our passion.
Yeah.
I'm so passionate about independent artists. Independent artists, you spend so much money on people that are not doing what they said they're going to do.
Yeah.
Record reps are just taking money like crazy.
Yeah.
And then no one can guarantee you airplay. You got to be with someone that's going to be sincere, someone who loves the Lord, who's going to really tell you the way it really is. A publicist. You got to know who a publicist is.
Right.
You got to know, a lot of things in the industry that people are starting out that don't know.
Yeah.
So we're going to tell you. We're not going to let the elephant keep being in the room and not recognize him because he's so big. He's smelling so bad, and we're going to really, really let you know the real deal of what's going on in this industry. And the industry is hurting.
It is.
It's hurting.
It is.
So we got to talk about it.
We sell Heartbeat now, and I met this young lady here years ago. I think we were in Tampa, Florida. We was in Tampa, Florida, and I hosted a show. At that time, the beard was black. I had a black beard at the time. I was probably 60 pounds heavier at the time, and that's why I met this young lady. I may have met her before then, I'm not sure, but I knew that's when I was a host. I hosted the show. We had Lecrae. It was Thizzle.
Yeah, it was all of 116. So it was Lecrae, Thizzle, myself, and Jay.
And see, she reminded me of this because I used to get on that microphone and anything would just fly out. But my mom got me. Oh, listen, y'all, I'm almost 60 years old. My mom still gets me like a little boy. But listen, I've always been straight up front. But now I'm so straight up front, nice. Because when you come to this convention, you're going to feel so much love.
Yes, you will.
You're going to feel everybody's at one. I do not allow anybody around me to treat people any kind of way.
Right.
I don't allow anybody around me to just, you're doing this wrong. I've seen people in classes and conferences, they talking at the artists, and the artists are so afraid.
Yeah.
Nobody can learn afraid.
Yes.
You cannot get on a child and they're afraid. Oh, you may have the power to do so. Because sometimes I see these preachers getting up in the pulpit and they talking to the members, and that's a whole nother show. That's a whole nother show. But you can win people with love. So when I met you, Bree, you was grinding back then. Tell the audience, the artist, the importance of grinding and not stopping.
My gosh.
And being true with integrity.
Being true. You know what? That's such a thing that we see. Great. That's a great question. It's such a thing that we see oftentimes, especially in gospel music. Like, we don't understand the grind that it takes. Like some of us do, but a lot of people are just like, oh, it's for the Lord. It's just going to happen naturally. He's just going to sprinkle fairy dust, and then we're all going to be successful, and then we're all going to get houses, and then we're all going to live wonderfully. And no, we're not. We got to work. We've got to work. You know what I mean? You got to work so you can pay your tithes, and you also got to work so that you can get your credit right, and work so that you can get a house and all these other things. And a lot of us don't understand what it takes. It's hard. It is hard. I've been doing it for 6 years, you know what I mean, independently, which means funding my own self. It has been my mom, it has been God, and it has been myself. And what we do is we work. Like everything that we do, like the videos, the content that we create, from the music videos, everything, that's what we do. We create the concepts, the content, the editing, all of that. It takes so much work, and a lot of times we don't understand that it's going to take work and able to get the results that you want. So it's important that you be here at this convention so that we can give you the insight on how you can actually make your grind turn into profit.
I want to thank my friend Bishop Rivers, my brother from another mother.
Yes.
He gave us his platform. He said, Bishop, I'm going to let you take over the show. I felt good taking over his show. I might do this for his office. Come on. So let's give some love to Bishop Dr. Mary Rivers, y'all, who let us take over his show.